They're trailing 31-17.
For Wilson NFL and GST footballs and much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
Best college football action live on NASN.
You see defensive coordinator Jim Haslett trying to come up with some answers or at least relay some kind of a plan to his Rams, and frankly he needs it because the Steelers have not had much resistance to him. Look at the stats. They've had 6 possessions, 4 touchdowns, a field goal, and just 1 punt. What can they do?
First of all, they got to figure out, you got to stop something. You got to stop the run or the pass, or at least slow them down and methodically allow them to drive down. And it's tough for teams to drive down, and with a 10, 15 play drive, they got to make a mistake. That's the only thing you can do.
Too many explosive plays, especially in the first half. Coming back on that drive, you know, they kind of made them go down the field methodically, but explosive plays is what's been killing them.
Is it talent or is it scheme?
It's talent. It's talent.
I'm going to say both. I'm going to say a little bit of both. I think that they do way too much.
That the Rams try to do way too much.
And they confuse themselves, and in turn, you see guys going down the field wide open.
The skinny here in St. Louis is that Linehan and Haslett are don't invite-ems, and that this is Haslett's last year here.
I've heard the same thing, and that's a good question. You know, if you look at this defense, they've gotten better. It's the offense that in the second half of games, sputter wouldn't even be a good word. I mean, they basically hadn't put up points, can't move the ball,
no,
and 3 and out has been the mainstay.
In fact, let's give you some numbers. The Rams in the second half, not only have they been outscored 217-76, but in 3 second halves this year, they've had no points. In 7 others, they've had only 3 points. So that's 10 games in the second half where they've had a grand total of 21 points. That's not going to get it done.
That's a recipe to lose your job right there.
Right, and that's a bad team saying, you know what, guys, we don't have what it takes. And a lot of guys out there, they would never admit it, but they're shutting it down, Marshall.
And here's another thing. I always believe this. When you're an offensive guy and you take over a team and your offense stinks, that's a reflection of you. I said it once. When you're offensive head coach or defensive head coach, that side of the ball cannot be the problem on the team.
Well, you know, Mark Bulger, I thought in our conversation yesterday, had the best theory I'd heard as to why they have these second half woes. He says, we're not a deep team. And when you're not a deep team, you can survive for a half. You can survive maybe for 3 quarters. But in the long run, talent will out.
And I also it has to be frustrating. He said, man, I've had days of frustration that has escalated to weeks of frustration. It's not a pretty picture. He wouldn't elaborate on, does he agree with the play calling scheme, the choice of plays and the timing of it. He wouldn't go there, Marshall, but it has to be a factor.
And we talk about frustration. When I think of Torrey, Isaac, even Mark, Orlando, you have Leonard Little, guys that played this game in this dome at a high level. To go through what they're going through now, how do you deal with it? I don't know how they are dealing with it, finding themselves in second half of games, not even having a chance.
Let's see if they can reverse their fortunes.
I don't know if I can handle that.
See if they can reverse their fortunes in this second half, because their offense has been effective against what remains the #1 defense in the NFL. Bulger completes this one to Bruce and gets it past midfield into Steeler territory. And this Steeler defense, we came on the air saying they've given up 63 points in the past 2 weeks. They're not looking like a #1 defense.
And they're not. They're 8 in the box trying to load up for Steven Jackson. But the problem is when you go there, must we say this again, you're susceptible to routes on the cornerbacks. And you don't have the type of corners that can disrupt timing or the type of corners that's going to take a receiver out of the game.
Isaac Bruce comes out of the ball game. So this is Torrey Holt coming to the near side. He's spread wide to the left. Steven Jackson is the deep back. And it's Jackson with his second carry of the half. And he'll pick up 2 before Kershke drags him down.
You can tell that Pittsburgh is making a conscious effort to stop the run. They understand that this monster can't have 2 heads. You can't let him pass, and you can't let him run like they did in the first half. They want to take away the run and make them one-dimensional.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's Dick LeBeau who's made the decision, trying to make him one-dimensional.
Great
There's nothing the Rams can show him he hasn't seen.
Nothing.
Give Jackson a gain of 1. They fake it to Jackson this time, and Bulger wants a lot of it, throwing deep for Holt. Incomplete. Deshae Townsend on the coverage. Don't forget, you can watch the 5 best NFL games each week, re-aired in an enhanced 90-minute program. The program's called NFL Replay. It's aired Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and of course it's only on NFL Network.
See, this is not a situation that Mark Bulger wants to be in. Every series, it seems as though it's 2nd and 9, 3rd and 10. Bad offensive line.
Well, that's where his problems begin.
Well, and missed opportunities.
3rd and 9. Bulger. Throwing, completing. Isaac Bruce. First down, Rams. Inside the 25.
You know, we talk about Isaac Bruce, and we heard Adam Schefter say it might be his last game, his last home game as a Ram. But this guy is a constant. He's effective. He gets you yards. You think about the guy that you bring in, Drew Bennett, and what you paid him, and just put the numbers together. They don't even add up this year.
Unfortunately, they don't pay you for what you did. They pay you for what you think they might get from you yet.
I agree.
But you know what you're going to get from Isaac.
But he's 35.
And he's producing. He's very productive. He runs great routes. He shows up for the game. He plays week in and week out. He practices hard.
I'd be willing to say he's the best conditioned athlete on that field right there. And could outrun anybody.
Isaac Bruce.
Guy has the endurance. I mean, he can go. I've watched him.
There's an old
year
rule.
after year.
There's an old rule, Brian, amongst players that you never bring up the age until you give them a reason to bring up your age.
Yeah, but by then it's too late if they're signing you to a 3-year deal. Then it's too late.
That means they owe it to you.
Right.
Spoken like a player. 2nd and 12.
Again, you have Pittsburgh right. The defense you wanted, man. Great shovel pass.
Jackson loses the handle.
Polamalu getting there to make the tackle that time.
Hard to tell which Ram it was that jumped on that. Ball came free. Rams recover. They're saying Looker was the one on the fumble recovery. It was Carter who had it in his arms for a millisecond. But then Looker, trailing the play, who came up with it.
Yeah, Troy Polamalu, guy that just hustles. I mean, he gets after it. Looked a little gimpy after getting up, after making that play.
James Harrison being tended to on the far sideline. We've got a whistle. This is a timeout. St. Louis calls it. They're trailing in this one, 31-17. We're back in a moment.
See every BCS game live and exclusive on NASN. The Rose Bowl. The Sugar Bowl. The Fiesta Bowl. The Orange Bowl. And the BCS National Championship game live from New Orleans. The Bowl Championship Series live this January on NASN.
We're playing San Diego. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, and puked in between. And that's when I knew it.
I felt like I was playing with little kids and I was a grown man, like Superman.
I ran the fastest 40 at the camp, and I was still 15 years old. So that's when I knew I was gonna be pretty good. Oh yeah.
The NHL continues on NASN with a live doubleheader. First up, Philadelphia fly into Buffalo to meet Brian Campbell and the Sabres for the first time this season. Then live from the Saddle Dome, the Flames host the Stars. A live NHL doubleheader tonight only on NASN.
You can see by our graphic, Marshall Faulk's favorite player has now moved into 6th all-time in receptions with 940. Man, that's a bunch. And I believe that's more than any wideout who's currently in the Hall of Fame.
Big number.
It's a big number. That's a big number.
Right here, this is a huge third down for the Rams.
Big down for the Rams, 3rd and 8. Bulger with time. Throwing to Bennett. Touchdown, Rams.
Boy, did that look easy. You got to cover 2 shell. You could take away, eliminate the receivers on the outside. You got to go down the seams. And
Townsend had good coverage. He just couldn't locate the ball.
He never looked back for the ball. Great over the show. Great pass placement. Great throw by Bulger and catch.
And that's it. That's it. You know, that right there, you're defeated by the throw.
And Jeff Wilkins is on. And this one's a 7-point ball game once again. The Steelers take an opening kickoff in the second half, go down and score. The Rams get it back, they go down and score. We'll come back in a moment. It's a 7-point ball game in St. Louis.
Tradition. Pride. Teamwork. Spirit.
He's something. 25-20, and he scores! Tigers win! Holy cow!
Heartbreak. Glory. NCAA college football on NASN.
For Reebok official NFL jerseys and much more, visit NASN.com.
I was an offensive lineman for 4 years. I no longer wear pads, but I still carry a lot of weight on my shoulders.
There are over 380,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of them will be going pro in something other than sports.
Hey owners, you know you can get all your American sports fix daily right here on NASN, your channel for North American sports. Join me and this merry band of journalists as we chew up,
David
spit out all the sports news today.
How do you stop cricket matches and news?
Exclusively on NASN. Hort!
Cheerio, folks.
Tonight's aerial coverage is presented by Sears. And man, is that appropriate, because we've had aerial show tonight, both Roethlisberger and Bulger, with 3 touchdown passes this evening in what is a 31-24 ball game. Steelers out in front. Well, that's the good news for the Rams. The bad news is they haven't shown they can stop the Steelers tonight.
You know, we both thought it was
slow
going
them
to be
down.
We thought it was going to be a low-scoring game, and what do we have? We have a shootout, and I really didn't expect this from the Steelers defense. I felt like that they were going to put up a better fight, but the Rams coming out in the second half, driving down the field, answering the touchdown, huge.
Well, let's see if their kickoff coverage unit can stop anybody. They get an assist from the 30-yard line, which is what Rossum appeared to trip over. And so from there, Roethlisberger will bring his offense out on the field. He and Najee Davenport have been getting the job done. They've got 31 points on the board. They'll come out looking for more when we come back.
It's college football bowl season again on NASN, and this December we bring you 15 of the best bowl games from across the NCAA. All these great games, plus the 5 BCS games live in January, only on NASN. Check NASN.com for schedules and information.
These guys look fantastic. I'm so proud.
Join the Reebok Hockey Revolution. Visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
The hard-hitting action of American football continues on NASN, the home of the NFL. And this week we feature teams with playoff dreams. Live tonight, the Washington Redskins head to Minneapolis to take on the streaking Vikings. Then tomorrow, the Denver Broncos can spoil the late-season run of the San Diego Chargers when these two proud clubs meet in Week 16. Redskins, Vikings, live tonight. Broncos, Chargers, live tomorrow. The NFL on NASN.
Steelers. Let's go down to Adam Schefter for a report.
Thanks very much, Brian. The Willie Parker injury has massive ramifications beyond the obvious. He was leading the league in rushing. He's obviously not going to win the rushing title. He had a clause in his contract that would have paid him in the 6 figures if he had won the rushing title, which he will not do. Pittsburgh now will have to bring in a running back. They recently worked out Veron Haynes. Look for the Steelers to re-sign him and look for Fred Taylor to finally get that Pro Bowl invitation.
Well, good for Fred, and there is justice, but we feel bad for Willie.
Adam, you're on it, baby.
Ben Roethlisberger comes up with good field position, 33-yard line, his own. He has 11 straight completions. He's looking for 12. This side overthrows Santonio Holmes.
Ryan Bartell basically ran the route for him. I mean, that was good coverage there by Ryan Bartell.
He finally using his head. First down, this is shot down. You know why? You miss on first down, you still have what, Marsh? Second and third down to try to get the first down.
The thing is with Pittsburgh, you know, this offensive line that they have are guys that you want to feature to run. They've been running the ball fairly decent against the Rams. I mean, I'm surprised that they come out on first down and throw the ball downfield.
Well, they'll give it to Davenport this time. And he goes off the left side following left guard Alan Faneca. Adam Schefter has more on that. Adam?
Thanks very much, Brian. You know, the Steelers have a couple of major financial decisions to make during the offseason. Their Pro Bowl guard, Alan Faneca, will be a free agent. The Steelers have attempted twice this season to sign him. No luck, no progress there. So it looks like Faneca, the 7-time Pro Bowl selection, will hit the free agent market. The Pittsburgh Steelers also want to re-sign Ben Roethlisberger during the offseason. He's got 2 years left in his contract. They'll try to make that happen this winter.
This is Pittsburgh's 46th play of the night, only their 6th third down play of the evening. That's how easily they've moved the ball in this Ram defense. Rams looking for a rare stop. They'll get it. Roethlisberger goes down in the arms of Leroy Glover, his 2nd sack of the evening.
I mean, when you're an offensive lineman and you're looking for a raise and you turn around and your quarterback is on his back almost every other series, that's hard to justify.
That's the 4th time tonight Roethlisberger has been sacked. And he came in with 43 sacks. So, yeah, he's been taking a beating.
Exactly. This offensive line, they don't have the makeup to just have Ben drop back and throw the ball 30-some-odd times a game. They're not built for that.
The Rams get a rare stop. Sepulveda punts this one away to Brandon Williams. He's trying to set up a wall on the left side. He'll get back to the 33-yard line before he's dragged down, and the Rams will come back on the field with an opportunity to take it down and tie the game. We're back in a moment after this.
There's 2 sides to Terrell Owens. T.O. the player and T.O. the personality. Like him or not, the receiver is the star among stars in Dallas.
Romo has all day, deep to the left. Owens open, caught it, touchdown!
At 6'3" and 220 pounds, Owens is a prime target over the middle and in the end zone, leading the NFL in touchdown catches last season.
To the goal line, a great catch by Owens, touchdown Cowboys!
Yes, it's a glove. It's a baseball glove.
For Wilson gloves and much, much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
Hey there, Horners. Tony Reale here, floating an invitation your way to go around the horn weekdays right here on NASN, Europe's leading channel for North American sports. Feast your eyes on my band, the Merry Journalists, who contemplate, manipulate, debate the latest sports news from around the world. So, if you're a sports nutter, a novice, or just sleepless in Slough, you're sure to enjoy the banter. Don't miss Around the Horn right here on NASN. Horn!
Cheerio!
Don't forget, Indiana's going to take on Oklahoma State in the 2007 Insight Bowl. It's college bowl games on NFL Network. That one's coming live from Tempe, Arizona next Monday on New Year's Eve, December 31st on NFL Network. We talked about this being an aerial display tonight. Take a look at this comparison. Both Roethlisberger and Bulger got it going, both with 3 touchdown passes. Only 1 interception on the night, that one by Bulger on what was the Hail Mary to close out the first half, so technically no interceptions for either of them. Only 3 incompletions for Ben and only 10 for Bulger.
Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're worried. The Rams just moved the ball on them, went down and scored on their first drive coming out of half, and you go 3 and out your next drive. And your defense, they really haven't stopped them much.
And this is a game that the Steelers need.
A must-win. A must-win to hold off the Cleveland Browns.
I don't like Pittsburgh for some reason. It doesn't seem like this is the Pittsburgh.
Money.
Right. It doesn't seem like this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. On that last play, Mark Bulger, you see 8 in the box. You see them crowding the line. Check off. Call a passing play. One-on-one on the outside. They haven't been able to stop your receivers for the entirety of the game.
They're crowding the box again. Bulger gives it inside. This is Steven Jackson. He's brought down by Polamalu. You prefer this for the Steelers?
Yeah. Yeah, I prefer that because I know what I'm going to get.
You know, talking to Ben, he felt like...
But they only got 3 points that night.
But he felt like that was the advantage for them because they play in that, they're accustomed to it, and teams come there, and they're more worried about the field than they are playing the Steelers.
Well, but now here's the Rams. They finally get their defense to bow and get a 3 and out on the Steelers, get a stop, and they're faced with a 3rd and 6, or they've got to give it right back to Pittsburgh. Big opportunity here for their offense.
Get rid of the ball.
Harrison's coming free.
Oh!
Great catch. Randy McMichael climbed the ladder and delivered a first down for the Rams.
Give him an opportunity. This guy's he's always been known to have good hands. Give him an opportunity to make plays. I know this is a receiver-friendly offense, a huge running back, but give him a chance to make plays.
And that's our final play of the 3rd quarter. The Rams on the move. They keep the drive alive. They're trailing by 7. We'll come back for the 4th quarter right after this.
After starting the last 11 games of the 2006 season, Matt Leinart heads into 2007 as the leader of the Cardinals offense. In 2006, Leinart passed for a Cardinals rookie record 2,547 yards. And in his last 6 starts, completed over 60% of his passes. With the help of receivers like Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden, number 7 is well on his way to making a name for himself in the NFL.
The greetings are different. Feel welcome is the same. You don't just stay here, you belong.
The NHL continues on NASN with a live doubleheader. First up, Philadelphia fly into Buffalo to meet Brian Campbell and the Sabres for the first time this season. Then live from the Saddle Dome, the Flames host the Stars. A live NHL doubleheader tonight only on NASN.
As we come back to St. Louis, we talked about the Rams' problems in the second half, accentuated by their problems in the fourth quarter, where they've been outscored by a 3-1 margin. We asked Coach Linehan about it. He says that a lot of it might be because they've had so many offensive line woes, they've had so many guys in and out, that there's a lack of sophistication in their play calls, that the guys don't get their signals right. As Bulger said, the guys with us 2 days, we're signing them off the street and they're starting.
Pretty much. They have a makeshift line. And right here, you just got to have your players make plays. That's what you want to have. And Randy McMichael, I mean, great catch. That's what you need.
Bulger throws this one inside and completing it. Here was their starting offensive line, or what was expected when the year began. And as you can see, they have 3 of the 5 starters on IR, and the right tackle, Alex Barron, had to be swung to the left side. And so this is what you started with tonight. 2 of these guys were signed after the season began, and Romberg, this is his first start in a month.
And I'm going to speak for it. If I'm a running back and that happens to my offensive line, I might get injured too. I might trip at home or something. That's tough.
2nd and 2, give inside. This is Antonio Pittman, the rookie out of Ohio State.
I mean, it caused the offense to slip from number 6th in the league to where are they right now, number 23 in the league. Marshall, that's a tremendous drop.
But I like what I see from them right now. Actually, they're grinding it out against Pittsburgh.
And by the way, Roethlisberger's been sacked 4 times tonight. They haven't gotten to Bulger.
They are grinding it out right now. Pittsburgh, after the mud match with the Jags, getting out physical. I don't know if they're tired, but that defense is on the field a lot right now, and you don't want that.
And they're getting a heavy dose of Steven Jackson, who's checked back into the backfield. Bulger, and just as I said, he hadn't been sacked. There he goes. First sack of the night. James Farrier was the one who got there first.
Right on cue.
See, those are drive killers. You had a great drive. This whole possession, you got to get rid of the ball. Once again, you see 8, 9 men in the box, single high safety, just throw it out of bounds. Don't take a 10, 15-yard sack.
That's the Steelers' first sack since December 2nd.
And that's
we're
not
at the
like
20th right now.
That's not like the Steelers. But for Mark, you can't take that sack because your offensive line has been protecting you so far this game, and now it's easy for them to lose confidence in what they've been doing.
So now it's 2nd and long, and he'll call Steven Jackson's number. And Jackson looking for room on the outside. As he was going out of bounds, Anthony Smith upended him. Close to a flag. Close.
Yeah, I tell you, if I'm facing Steven Jackson in that situation, I'm going low too. I mean, it's a powerful running guy. I always felt like when this guy got in open field, he'd be tough to get down.
Well, he got back a lot of what he lost on the sack. And so he's facing 3rd and 6. This time he puts Jackson in the slot to the left.
Cover 2-man, man underneath. Slot receiver.
Bulger, this one's batted down by Deshae Townsend. He was going for Drew Bennett.
You got to go for it right here. You have nothing to lose. You're 3 and 11.
Well, the crowd seems to agree with you.
I think they're still cheering for Marshall.
But onto the field comes Donnie Jones, their punter.
I don't blame the crowd right now for booing. You have nothing to lose.
You're 3 and 11.
Only reason you're not getting the first down, that sack took you out of your rhythm.
I was going to say, too bad you weren't in Miami. I can only imagine what you'd have told Brian Billick.
Right.
Yeah, gotta go for
what was that, 4th and 4 inches?
Yeah.
For a ball game?
4th and
against the worst team in the league?
4th and a pinky.
And so we've got a flag here. We've got a delay against
false start. Number 19,
false start, excuse
offense,
me. Derek
5-yard
Stanley
penalty.
on this
Still
side is
4th
trying
down.
to get a jump on the proceedings.
A penalty that won't hurt him.
No.
Gives you more room to
They
get
don't
the
mind
ball
that.
inside the 10.
They don't mind that one. You got to look on that sideline at special teams coach Bob Legashevsky. This one is going to be into the end zone, so the Steelers will come out and bring it to the 20. And then that third down, you saw Bennett and Bulger both wanted a flag. They didn't get it. They're trailing 31-24.
NASN Trivia Timeout. What player rushed for 200 yards or more 4 times in one NFL season? Stay tuned. The answer is coming up.
Cubs and Yankee fans are like oil and water. Cubs and White Sox fans at the same dinner table? Bad idea. Despite their differences, fans do have one thing in common. Their heroes all wear Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
XGames.com is the year-round online destination for action sports from around the world. We've got the latest vids, bios, photo galleries, and news 24/7, 365. Moto, BMX, skate, rally, surf, and the exclusive home of the X Games. If it happened in the world of action sports, it'll be on XGames.com. Bookmark it and log on early and often. Anytime, any place. XGames.com.
Welcome back to NASN Trivia Timeout. Now, the answer. In 1980, Earl Campbell of the Houston Oilers had 4 games of at least 200 yards rushing, which is still an all-time NFL record.
Thursday Night Football on NFL Network is brought to you by the new Motorola Razr 2, sharper than ever. Expedia is now the official travel sponsor of the NFL. Go with confidence.
Coming up after the game, it's the Home Depot post-game show. It does go on without Marshall and Dion, oddly enough.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. You might find that surprising. So join Rich, Steve, Sterling, and Adam for highlights, analysis, and some post-game interviews, too. Roethlisberger will give it to Najee Davenport, and he gashes the right side for a gain of 7. Roethlisberger has been under pressure the entire evening. They've gotten to him several times.
Yeah, that's because he wants to go downfield. He's always looking for the big play, which is nothing wrong with that, especially when you have the run and you're effective with the run. It's okay to play action pass and look to hit the big play.
But the thing is, they must be careful because you can't afford to lose Roethlisberger at this point in time in the season, especially with Willie Parker out.
With that run, Najee Davenport having a 100-yard game, his first since 2004 when he was a Packer, and oddly enough did it against St. Louis. Ball's free. Ball's free, and Davenport would appear to be hurt. They're saying he was down. Davenport was writhing on the ground. Gets up slowly.
Right here you can see, takes the hand off. Claw Bruton.
Yeah, his left knee would appear to have been down when that ball came
coming out before. Is the ball moving before his knee hits?
Well, let's see what Linehan's going to do on the sideline. Crowd wants him to throw it, but no movement.
That timeout, if he is a valuable timeout if you don't get it.
3rd and 4.
That's why the indecisiveness.
We'll never know. Roethlisberger completes to Ward. First down, Steelers.
You know, you look at Ben, every time he drops back, he's basically getting hit. I'm going to say this again. This offensive line is not built for him to be hit in the shotgun, taking hits. They're just exposing him to things that they don't need to do right now.
Ask Jamie Dukes candidly about this offensive line.
And you can see, I'm sorry, Davenport has gone to the sideline. He went down in a heap there and seems to have twisted his ankle. He gets a little extra wrap there, and so Kerry Davis has checked in.
And he said these guys are dancers. They're big, strong guys. They love to go downhill and get their hands on people, but when it comes to pass blocking and getting your base up under you, they can't dance really well, especially when the defensive team know you're passing the ball.
Well, now they're down to their 3rd running back, really a fullback who's been transferred over to running back, and it's Kerry Davis, who's a first-year player out of Illinois. And so they are more one-dimensional than they were coming in.
And not only that, the whole package can't be in. I don't know if, you know, most often your third running back doesn't work pass protection in certain situations. They must go to play action and things that he knows. Their playbook is getting smaller and smaller now with Najee Davenport out and Willie Parker.
2nd and 8, we've moved inside 10 minutes in the ball game. Steelers clinging to a 31-24 lead and clinging to a slim lead in the AFC North. This is Davis, 1st down.
You know what I like about that run by Davis? He got out on the edge, but the thing he did, having the mindset, we got to run this clock out. We control the time of possession. I'm going to get down. I'm not going to run out of bounds.
And the one thing that they like to do, Heath Miller on the edge, moving him, they felt like that's where he's at his best. He's not a mauler guy. You want to sit up in the middle and ISO a guy. But on the edge, he just took Corey Chavis and drove him back about 5 yards.
What was it Roethlisberger told us about him? He's an expansion of a line.
Yes, he is.
And so Roethlisberger and the Steelers get a new set of downs from their own 47, and this is Davis again.
I love when guys